When it comes to rom-coms, few scenes are as iconic as the final one of You've Got Mail.
I wanted it to be you so bad.
And right here on 91st and Riverside Park is the exact location where Kathleen meets Joe, or Meg Ryan meets Tom Hanks, oh, and Brinkley. Well, it turns out this iconic backdrop has a pretty awesome backstory, and today we're going to hear all about it from the garden people. I think most people that come down here and they recognize this garden, the 91st Street garden from You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
But I think what they don't know is there's a story to the garden and to the garden people, which you are the president of.
Exactly, yes, And it is an amazing story, just started by avid gardeners, and they looked for a place to garden. And there's not a lot of places in New York City where you can garden. They were kicked out of their abandoned plot and they came down here. Nothing was here and they started gardening.
So everybody tends to their own plot, and then there's also volunteers?
There are volunteers when you first join, and we have a waiting list for plots that come up, and then once a plot comes up, if you're at the top of the list, you get a plot.
Curtis, if these plots could talk, what stories would they tell?
Oh, there's a history of this garden that comes out. You have a symbiotic relationship with your plot. After the first year or so, you watch it grow, you see it come in, and then you start to change it, and you start to forge it into your own ideals. But then plants are plants, and they'll always take you into a different direction, and they lead you onto a new life, and it's a great thing.
Can we walk? And I want to point to a plot, and you just tell me about the person who tends to it.
Sure.
Okay, so.
Right here is Mary. She was an art history teacher and goes to outer Mongolia. She's a riot.
Who tends this?
This is my wife's plot, Julie. She works up in development at Manhattan School of Music. And Ken is in his 80s and grows this beautiful rock garden and tends to it, and extremely meticulous, wonderful gardener, and I've learned a lot from Ken over the years.
This is your plot.
So this is my plot, and I like to grow topiaries and shape things and sculptures, and there's my cat topiary here.
And if people want to volunteer, how can they get involved?
We have meetings on Saturdays from 10 to 12, and eventually, if you stay around long enough and you join our group, you wind up with a plot, and the next thing you know, you're here for 15 years, and you know, it's the happiest thing you can do with your life.